तेनाष्टलोकपविहारकुलाचलेन्द्र द्रोणीष्वनङ्गसकमारुतसौभगासु सिद्धैर्नुतोद्युनिपातशिवस्वनासु रेमे चिरं धनदवल्ललनावरूथि. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. In that aerial mansion he travelled to the pleasure valleys of Mount Meru, which were rendered all the more beautiful by cool, gentle, fragrant breezes that stimulated passion. In these valleys, the treasurer of the gods Kuvera, surrounded by beautiful women and praised by the Siddhas, generally enjoys pleasure. Kardama Muni also, surrounded by the beautiful damsels and his wife, went there and enjoyed for many years. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kuvera is one of the 8 demigods who are in charge of different directions of the universe. It is said that Indra is in charge of the eastern side of the universe, where the heavenly planet or paradise is situated. Similarly, Agni is in charge of the southeastern portion of the universe. Yama, the demigod who punishes sinners, is in charge of the southern portion. Nirutti is in charge of the southwestern part of the universe. Varuna, the demigod in charge of the waters, is in charge of the western portion. Vayu, who controls the air and who has wings to travel in the air, is in charge of the northwestern part of the universe. And Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods, is in charge of the northern part of the universe. All these demigods take pleasure in the valleys of Mount Meru, which is situated somewhere between the sun and earth. In the aerial mansion, Kardama Muni travelled throughout the 8 directions controlled by the different demigods described above. And as the demigods go to Mount Meru, he also went there to enjoy life. When one is surrounded by young beautiful girls, sex simulation naturally becomes prominent. Kardama Muni was sexually stimulated and he enjoyed his wife for many years in that part of Mount Meru. But his sex indulgence was praised by many Siddhas, beings who are attained perfection, because it was intended to produce good progeny for the good of universal affairs. The sense of Bhaktivedanta purport. We will also read few more shlokas as we go along. So here there is a mention of Ashtalokapa Vihara, Kuchalendra, Kulachalendra. So the universe has Ashtalokapa, 8 predominating deities in the 8 directions. Actually, in our Brahmosava, before the beginning of the festivities, we invite the demigods also to come and participate in this Brahmosava. And mainly we invite these 8 Dikpalakas, the 8 predominating controllers or deities of the universe. So these descriptions are very revealing, because the universe has a systematic team that manages the affairs. And so these 8 deities are very prominent, very important, and they wield power all over the universe. Our HODs will control a small department within the temple. That is also will have a lot of difficulties. Now here you can see each this Lokapa, Ashtalokapa, they wield power across the universe. All the planets and all corners of the universe, they will have their control extended. For example, Vayu is mentioned here. Maruta Saubhagha, for example, air, go to any corner. That is the power. They wield such powers. So, simply because they are powerful doesn't mean that they don't have any pleasure. It's not that they can't enjoy or they don't have any pleasure. Here it is mentioned Ashtalokapa Vihara. They also have pleasure places. And what is that? Kulachalendra, Achala, Indra, the king of mountains, Meru. So these demigods, they go to this Kulachalendra. Like here also we see, throughout the week they work very hard, and weekend they want to go to some pleasure places. They go to resorts, they go to, all those places will be crowded. Particularly waterfalls, that will be very crowded. Here it is mentioned, Judunipata Shivasvanasu, there is a waterfall of Ganges making auspicious sounds. So they all go there, Vihara, Kulachalendra. So similarly, Krishna is a supreme controller. The demigod control is only limited to one universe. Krishna's control is extended to innumerable universes. Lord Chaitanya, he explains that these universes are, how many universes are there? He gives an example. You take a big gunny bag, big sack, and you put all the mustard seeds, avalu, into this bag. Now how many these mustard seeds are there in the bag? Yes, ultimately you will be able to count, but there's so many. Unlimited, within that countable. We cannot understand. It's all unlimited equations. So then, in each and every universe, you will see these, demigods controlling all the directions. So that is Krishna, and then Krishna is also enjoyer. In some religions, they think that God cannot have concerts, he cannot have enjoyment. For them, God means only he will sit in one place and do all micromanagement, control everybody to the last detail, and harass them if they go wrong here and there. This is the kind of idea. No. The Vedic literatures, particularly Bhagavatam, is revealing, Brahma Samhita is revealing of a supreme personality, the beautiful Godhead, who is also simultaneously the supreme enjoyer. So power is one thing, but then they also, everybody are seeking enjoyment. So Drone issue, the Mount Meru valleys, so Kardama Muni also went there. Here it is mentioned that he enjoyed like Dhana, Dhavala Lalana, like Kuvera. Kuvera goes with a lot of surrounded by beautiful women and goes to these places for his pleasure. So Kardama also, he went there. Like generally, if anybody wants to go to any place of pleasure, they go to the popular places. So here Kardama also went there. Actually, Kardama is completely pure and transcendental. He has no idea of, no, he knows what is passion, but he has no passion in his either his body or mind, because body is completely pure. Whereas a conditioned soul, their bodies and minds are always full of passion and ignorance. Kama Tura, Prahlad Maharaj uses this word. I am born in a demoniac family, my Lord, and my minds are always full of lusty desires. How can I worship you? This is Prahlad Maharaj is expressing his, taking the role of a demoniac family member, is expressing his inability. That is the scenario in Kali Yuga. Everybody is kama tura, full of lusty desires. And his gross body, his subtle body is covered by these lusty and ignorant layers. So that covering is done by Maya. Maya has two aspects. One is the covering aspect, and that covering happens by this lusty and ignorant. How do you understand this lust and this passion and ignorance? They are the forces in this world, naturally existing forces. This universe has these three powerful forces: Sattva, Rajas, Tama. These forces, these energies are there. We are living in the midst of these energies. You may ask, where are these energies? They are there everywhere. All pervading energies within this material world. And in fact, everything is made up of these three energies only. Our bodies, our senses, our mind, and everything is made up of a combination of these three. So these forces are existing. Here Kardama is a transcendental personality. But in order to produce anything in this world, you have to utilize passion. So now he is invoking the passion. So that's why he is also, to invoke passion, there are certain things, particularly for producing progeny, all that is is adhering to all those laws, physical laws. Nobody can break all these laws. Of course, a powerful yogi can go beyond the rules also, but considering his wife's mind and the requirement for a progeny, we can see the sages taking this path. And so it is mentioned that yes, he also enjoyed. And then in the next verse it is said, Vaishrambike Surasane Nandane Pushvabha Bhadrake Manase Chaitra Rathyecha Sareme Ramaya Ratha. So satisfied by his wife, he enjoyed in that aerial mansion not only on Mount Meru but in different gardens known as Vaishrambaka, Surasana, Nandana, Pushpabhadraka and Chaitra Rathya, and by the Manas Sarovar lake. These descriptions are there in the Vedic scriptures. For example, Nandana Kanana Vana. These vanas are available in the heavenly planets, and how one can enjoy those descriptions are also there. By hearing these descriptions from the Vedic scriptures, an ordinary man who is already very lusty, he becomes attracted to these descriptions, and he thinks, oh, this is going to be my life, wonderful. So he will become aspirational. How I can reach to these places? How can I also go to Nandana Kanana? Pushpa Bhadraka, Chaitra Rathya, all those things he will be contemplating. Constantly he will be thinking how I can attain to these gardens, and he can also enjoy there. Although one may be enjoying like this, ultimately Yamunacharya's conclusion is that this pleasure is tucham. It is actually insignificant. It cannot satisfy the heart of any living entity. What is been glorified, here it is mentioned, the Kardama Muni's pleasure, pastimes are glorified by Siddhas. Siddhair Nutho Dudunipata Shiva Svanasu. Siddhas means they have perfected their lives, and they are watching this Jai Radha. They are watching all these activities, and they are also glorifying. A similar description will hear in Krishna's pastime. When Krishna was about to start the rasa dance, it is mentioned that all the damsels of the heavenly planets are all assembled in the sky to witness that particular pastime. You may see how is this that when they are enjoying like that, Siddhas and all these people are watching. One thing we should understand, that every action will be watched, whether it is this or that, whatever. Every action is watched by many demigods. All the Ashtadikpalakas are witnesses to the actions of the conditioned souls. Nobody can escape their control, so they watch. But then why are they glorifying? Because Kardama Muni's consciousness is fixed to produce good progeny which can benefit the universe. This is they're able to watch his consciousness, his mind, and then they could see that yes, this is meant for universal benefit. He is not trying to enjoy for his own sense gratification. So this is the consideration. Then Brajishnuna Vimanena Kamagena Mahiyata Vaimanikan Atyaseta Charallokan Yathanila. He travelled in that way through the various planets as the air passes uncontrolled in every direction. Coursing through the air in that great and splendid aerial mansion, which could fly at his will, he surpassed even the demigods. Now here the Kardama Muni's unique position is been explained. He is surpassed even the demigods. Why? Prabhupada explains in the purport. The planets occupied by the demigods are restricted to their own orbits, but Kardama Muni, by his yogic power, could travel all over the different directions of the universe without restriction. If you see these planets, say moon is there, it is restricted to its own orbit. Similarly, Kuvera, all these planetary deities, they have their own planets. They are restricted in their own orbits. The living entities who are within the universe are called conditioned souls. So now Prabhupada is saying conditioned souls means each one of us are conditioned. We have a lot of conditions to follow. Conditioned soul means we have a lot of conditions to abide by. Like some devotees or some people, when they eat, they can digest in, a normal person generally, he can digest in 3 to 4 hours. But somebody may be taking some 6 hours. That is the condition for him. For him, this condition is 3 hours or 4 hours. If 6 hours fellow is looking at this 3 hours fellow and thinking, Hare, he is eating so much. Comparison with others is illusory. Why? Because what conditions he is in, he doesn't know. So externally evaluating all these things is actually very illusory. People can get misled. So conditioned souls, they are trying to go, Prabhupada is explaining, freely they want to go to other planets. Particularly nowadays again that wave has come. In 1960s when Prabhupada was there in US, there was a similar wave of going and landing, a man walking on the moon planet, on the moon, and a similar wave has come now also. They are very excited about moon, and nowadays more of Mars, because moon they understood is not easy. And so after going there, US has landed his person on moon 50 years back, when the facilities and scientific advancement is not at all the way it is today, and they could place a person that time, and after 50 years they are not able to place anybody there. So everybody is asking this question. How is it that you could send your team 50 years back, now you are not able to send? They have no answer. And they are not looking at moon now because any powerful telescope from here, you can observe what is happening on the moon. If somebody erects something, you can more or less you can figure out that there is something come up there. So they don't want, and they are not able to go, or they are not able to do anything there. So that's why they are saying Mars. Mars you cannot, from telescope or whatever, you cannot see anything there. So they are saying, no, we are going to Mars now. Moon and all, so okay, the story has become too routine, and you will be able to see also. better we now say Mars. And on the Mars there is water, there is everything. They are saying all the nice, this thing is there, that thing is there. Like that they are, one day they will put one article and give some hope to the conditioned souls that yes, one day you will be able to go there. Here Kardama Muni has no such calculations and limitations, with his palatial mansion, aerial mansion. Who can imagine all this? Even demigods cannot go all over the. Of course, based on their services, they will get some powers across the planet, across the universe. They will get some power. Like here also, each HOD has his own power. Organizational level powers are there, but he also has limitations. Demigods have limitations, but then Kardama Muni has no limitation. It is mentioned here that like air can pass through, air god has a capacity to go everywhere. Like that Kardama is able to go anywhere and everywhere just by his will. You can see the activities of one, a devotee of the Lord, even that is inconceivable for us. And his enjoying capacity, is enjoying this thing, we cannot even measure. And then his unrestricted travel, we cannot even understand. Now imagine Krishna. So a lot of conditioned beliefs that we have will be vanquished by hearing these descriptions. And so here next it is mentioned, Kim durapadanam tesham pumsam uddhama chetasam yair ashrita tiddapada charano vyasanatyaya. Translation: what is difficult to achieve for determined men who have taken refuge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's lotus feet? His feet are the source of sacred rivers like the Ganges, which put an end to the dangers of mundane life. So somebody may be surprised. How is it that the Kardama could even surpass the demigods? Here the answer is given. What is difficult to achieve for a determined devotee who has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord's lotus feet? Tiddapada, Tiddapadascarano. So Krishna is known as Tirdapad. Tirtha means the pilgrimage place. All the pilgrimage places are resting on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord's Charana, the lotus feet, they are the source of all the Tirthapada, Tirthas, all the pilgrimage places. So if somebody is focusing on that lotus feet, Krishna's lotus feet, and is determined in his devotional service, then what is the difficulty? This is what Bhagavatam is saying. Kim durapadanam tesham. Durapa means difficult to achieve. Actually, as Krishna conscious devotees, we have no material ambitions to achieve. We have no such ambitions. pure devotional service means devotee is free from personal ambition. Personal ambitions are considered poisonous. Prabhupada says in our Krishna conscious life, poison means having a personal ambition. I want to be like this, I want to be. For his own sense gratification, if somebody has personal ambitions, actually that is the poison. And if a devotee has such personal ambitions, they will go to any extent in order to fulfill their ambitions, which is detrimental to pure devotional service. If a devotee is free from such personal ambitions, his ambition is only to serve Guru and Krishna, his ambition is to produce something for Guru and Krishna, then he will be able to utilize his passion and purify himself. Our situation is, our bodies and minds are covered by passion, and by engaging intensely in Guru's and Krishna's service, in the moment of their Prabhupada's movement, we can actually dovetail that passion. This passionate energy you cannot simply suppress. The best way to get out of this passionate energy is that you have to utilize this for Krishna. Let us say you feel like working hard and doing a lot of things and produce a lot of things. Yes, Prabhupada is so nicely designed our process, this Krishna consciousness movement, that even ignorant and passionate people like us, we can survive just by being busy in building up this movement. If a devotee is continuously contemplating on how to expand the mission of Guru, he is actually utilizing this creative, passionate energy. Continuously he is thinking in his own service, how I can please my spiritual master by my service. He is thinking, and he is visualizing all wonderful offerings to Krishna, to Guru and Krishna. That visualization is very nice, very auspicious. And then one becomes attracted that yes, whatever I am visualizing, I want to do and produce something. Devotee should have a goal like that. He should keep a goal in his life and he should visualize that goal. For example, Radha, Govinda, the Moolavar Vigrahas, we are going to do Pratishtha. The pujaris are visualizing this color will look very nice for Krishna. Yeah, this saree is very nice. They are asking Prabhu which abharanas, which color. And devotee is visualizing in his mind. He is putting a kirita on Krishna and he is saying, okay, this is looking better. And then he is thinking of where this is called visualization. This is a creative. Our images in our mind, they are creative in nature. Any image you use, you create in the mind, slowly that image will come into action. So instead of struggling with negative images and battling with them, how to get rid and all that, better is to nicely visualize in our own services or in the deity worship nice things, so that all those things will become offered at the lotus feet of Krishna. Tiddapadais charanam. Here it is mentioned Vyasana Atyaya. This contemplation on Krishna's lotus feet will vanquish all the dangers. We are in complete danger. Every step is a danger. Why it is said? Because our mind can trick us any moment. and mind will only bring dangers. That's why it is said, till we are liberated, not even liberated, till we are a lover of Krishna, you cannot believe our mind. Why it is said like that? Because mind can trick us any moment and create and bring a big danger for our spiritual life. This is the problem. This danger is like that. So that's why devotee, he should know where the mind is completely trying to go. That force he has to understand, and in that same force he should utilize for Krishna. These forces are not denied, but they have to be engaged in Krishna's service. So this one should happily focus on the Lord's service, then he is out of danger. Otherwise, the mind will pull him into so many conditioned pictures and visualizations and harass the devotee. Any questions? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.